Oh my gosh, I have to make a commentary video before I forget about this night entirely, dude. Like, last night, if there was a recipe to, like, boost somebody's ego, this is how it would have happened. Dude, so a girl asked for my number. I've never had anybody ask for my number. Like, I feel like it's usually the other way around, right? Am I not supposed to be the one asking for numbers? And then just, I don't know, bro. Just took me out by surprise. So I show up to this bar, right? First of all, isn't that freaking sick? I can just go to bars. I'm like an adult. I started doing that this year because I go line dancing. Oh my gosh, I freaking love line dancing. So I show up to this bar and I've started getting the names of people more. I've started, I know the regulars at this bar who all line dance. So I walk over to the table, which is like where they're sitting at, which is way better than what I've been doing the past couple weeks, which is just like go to sit at the random tables by all the pool players. I got nothing in common with these people. My conversation last week just completely died. So I show up the table and we start chatting. I've been to this bar now maybe 7 weeks in a row line dancing, and people are starting to notice, bro, because one of the guys, I probably will refrain from saying people's names, but the guy to my left, we're chatting and he mentions something about my line dancing skill. He says something to the extent of, I've been doing this for years and this guy freaking shows up and he's better than me in 3 weeks. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm that good, but like, thank you so much, because I've been trying so hard. I go out on the dance floor and I'm starting to know some of the songs, but the first week, bro, knew absolutely nothing. But I stayed out there for nearly 2 hours just trying to follow along with all of these different people and struggling so much. And it's been getting better and it's been getting easier, so it's cool to like know that people are noticing. So it's like, you're like getting better. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate it. The lady directly across from me, a couple minutes later, is asking me about my hair. She says, hey, what do you do to your hair? I have 2 sons and they really want it to like look like what yours does, you know, sort of as if you don't put any effort in. Like, is that the best way to describe it? That's probably the best way to describe it. And she's talking, she's rambling about her 2 kids and like my hairstyle. I'm feeling flattered because I'm sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, how is she gonna react when I tell her all I use is a bar of soap and water and a towel? If you count that, dude, like, do I just have good genetics? My hair definitely didn't used to be this wavy. I used to have really straight hair. And I don't know. I don't do anything about it. So I tell her that. I'm like, yeah, I just use a bar of soap. I'm sorry. I wish I had some more insightful things to say. But the night continues, and a couple minutes later, the line dancing like lesson actually begins. And this time was the first time that there was a new teacher teaching. And brother, oh my gosh, she taught way too intense of a dance. Normally we learn a 30-step line dance, and that's about it. Bro, not only was she teaching a 40 or 50-step line dance, but there were also 2 parts. It wasn't just the first count of 50. There were 2 counts. There was an A portion and a B portion. So not only were we learning a dance that's longer than what like normally gets taught, and then after we learned both of them, she's like, all right, and then, so what you're gonna do here is you can do part A, then part B, then part B, then part A, then part B, then part B, then part A. And I'm sitting there, wide eyes, like, I can't do this. And the entire time, it also takes, so I don't want to be like slandering her. I feel like it was also her first time teaching, but she just like went for something way too advanced. And the reason I even say that as like a noob who hasn't been going like that long is people started leaving. We started with maybe 20 people on the dance floor. I'm pretty sure there were 6 of us by the time the lesson actually finished. And there was like I don't know. I just felt a little bad because she paused a whole bunch and was like, wait, is this how it goes? I don't know if this is how it goes. Wait, let me try and do this, and I don't know. So I wish her the best, but people were dropping out. And then my cousin was there, who I hadn't seen before, and I was talking to her about it, and she's like, yeah, I've been line dancing for like 5 years. That's the most intensely challenging, like the longest dance that they've ever taught. And I was like, okay. So that makes me feel a little bit better because it was really hard. But I was proud of myself. I got most of it. There were a couple steps that I didn't really get. And so it felt good. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm one of these like 6 people who stayed the entire time and put up with it and did the dance at the very end. And then the next song plays, and I don't know it. And 30 people come onto the dance floor and they all know it, and I instantly feel like a noob again because it's a way simpler song, but I just don't know it. And so as the night progresses, you know, I'm saying hi to the people that I've started to get in the names of, you know, like, that's like my homie over there. He's like one of the only other guys out there dancing. He's so good. He's like teaching me how to do stuff. Low key, kind of like becoming a mentor figure in like teaching the line dancing, which is really cool. And I think people are starting to like notice, oh my gosh, this freaking rec rap guy, he shows up every single week. He hasn't missed a week yet. And I feel like that's one of the best ways to just get good at something is just be consistent. Like, just keep showing up. Don't give up. And I've been enjoying it, which is why I'm, like, still going. You know what I mean? I've actually, it's, like, my favorite thing in life. Anyways, we keep dancing. And I'm slowly starting to get to know these songs better. Some songs that maybe I've like learned in the past pop up every now and then, and I'm really getting into it. There's a couple songs that I'm nailing, and that I can sort of start throwing on my own flair to, and it feels freaking amazing. And this is where the what's a good word? It's not like flirtatious. I don't know. Basically, I'm sitting next to, or not sitting. I'm like dancing next to this girl who's like basically my age, and what appears to be her friend or aunt. The friend is like older. Maybe it was her mom or something. I don't really know. And the reason I mentioned both of these people is because the aunt character is like obviously being a wing woman for this girl, like to me. It's like, dude, the first thing, like, I've noticed that this girl's here, and then the wing lady starts chatting to me, and she's like, have you seen this girl? Like, you gotta go, like, talk to her. She thinks you're cute. Oh my gosh, what did she say? It was actually, like, I couldn't believe what she was saying. She was like, I can say this in a YouTube video, because it was just kind of crazy. The wing lady says, like, yeah, she thinks your butt cheeks look really good in those pants. And I'm like, what is this conversation? What is going on? But eventually I go over, I ask for the girl's name, and then we end up like learning like a dance like as we're standing next to each other. But the entire time, bro, this wing lady is like, she's being a little much. She's being a little much. We're doing a dance, and she's like, all right, now this is the part with the hip thrusts. And she's like directly staring at me. There's no hip thrusts in this dance. There's not even close. So I'm like standing behind the girl of the story while like we're learning these hip swings. And then this lady is like, all right, you got to do the hip thrust here. I'm like, she says this like 4 times, bro. I'm like, I laugh it off, because like, I don't know, I don't really care. I think it's kind of funny, honestly. And the girl is like, I think getting a little embarrassed, but I'm like, bro, this is actually like insane. And so comments like that just continue, and I'm like, bro, if the genders were reversed right now, like, I don't think that would really be okay. But I don't really care, and I kind of just laugh it off. But I thought it was freaking crazy the way this wing lady was interacting. So it's like, I mean, shout out for being like a wing lady and like helping out your friend, I guess. But like, that's a little much, bro. So the night basically continues. I think these two people, like, I don't really see them for a while. Maybe they're still on the dance floor. I'm like at a different part of the dance floor now. Like, I've made some small talk with the girl. She seems like cool. Literally like 2 hours go by, and I'm winding down for the evening dancing. I'm talking with like the only 2 other guys who are doing this line dancing, and then I feel a tap on my shoulder. And I turn around, and it's, do I have a name for this girl? I'll call her Maroon Girl, because I think she was wearing like maroon stuff. I don't know, that's just the vibe I get. So Maroon Girl taps me on the shoulder. I turn around, and I'm like, I'm surprised. I thought she had left, honestly. And she was like, sorry, maybe this isn't how she starts out. She like asked me a question or something like, do you come here like every week? I'm like, yeah, I come here every single week. She's like, do you go here too? I'm like, yeah, but only on Mondays. And she's like, oh, I only go Wednesdays. Thanks. So I've never seen you before. I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, sorry, I'm like out of practice. You can probably tell I'm out of practice on this stuff, but can I get your number? And I was like, what? Nobody's ever asked for my number before. That's kind of crazy. So I said, yeah, sure. Yeah, how else does the story go? I gave her my number, and I left feeling like, what the heck just happened? That made me feel kind of good. Like, somebody asked for my number? I feel like I would never, I don't know. If I think about, like, getting dates with people or asking people out, like, I'm the one asking for people's numbers. And then it just, I don't know. It didn't really happen. I've been thinking about asking for people's numbers out line dancing, because there's definitely cute girls. But I don't know. I haven't fully committed to the idea of, like, I'm going to, like, start asking people out. I'm just kind of, like, dancing and having a good time. And, you know, the longer that I go there, the more, like, of a regular I become, and the more you can, like, chat with people and get to know them. Because it's way better to ask for somebody's, like, number if you, like, know their name and I've talked to them a couple times. You know what I mean? Anyway, so that's the whole story. You will not be getting any more updates if I, like, go out with this girl or anything else. Sorry. Just kind of my life, but I thought it was a really funny story, because that night was kind of crazy, bro. Anyways, yeah, peace out. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later. Peace.